Night of the 13th of February 2023, in West Memphis, Arkansas. State police spot a suspicious blue Dodge Charger. Instead of pulling over, the driver turns I-40 into his personal racetrack. Can American muscle outrun police radio waves, or is he risking a permanent end in the dark? The Charger weaves through semi-truck traffic like an action movie. He pushes every ounce of horsepower to outrun patrol units. A reckless move, gambling other people's lives just to buy a few seconds of freedom. Suddenly, he pulls over. Police shout, "Show me your hands." It looks like surrender, but it's a fake. The moment the officer steps out, he floors it and takes off. A brazen, shameless move.
The window! Hands out the window! Turn the car off! Turn the car off!
The muscle car roars, ripping through the night toward the Memphis Bridge. The gap grows fast. At this speed, he's playing flirting with disaster. Should police keep chasing or call it off to protect lives? In the end, the Charger disappears into the darkness. He gets away for now, but cameras caught everything. If caught, he faces prison time for felony fleeing. He ran tonight, but can he run forever? On the 17th of May 2018, on I-95 inches Miami, a reported stolen Ford Mustang speeds past a patrol car. Instead of pulling over, the driver floors it, the V8 engine roaring in defiance. Is he taunting the police or pushing himself straight into an intense pursuit that has just begun? The initial show of force quickly turns into a chaotic escape. He weaves wildly through residential streets, yet absurdly still uses his turn signals. A fugitive on the run from the law, with a style that's almost laughable. He's driving into oncoming traffic. An officer shouts over the radio. In desperation, the driver dives under an overpass, tearing up the roadway, gambling everything for a slim chance at escape. Ends when the Mustang completely pulls away from pursuing units, disappearing into Miami's urban maze. Eric St. Louis, 24, temporarily gets away, but his identity is on record. Escaping police sight doesn't mean escaping the law. On the 20th of April 2024, in Little Rock, Arkansas, state troopers stopped an orange Dodge Charger on University Ave for a fake temporary tag. As the officer approached, the driver suddenly shifted gears and took off. From a minor violation, he was willing to turn it into a dangerous police pursuit. The suspect accelerates to 115 miles per hour, suddenly shutting off all headlights to disappear into the darkness. Over the radio, officers warn, speed is 115. Racing through residential streets without headlights isn't evasion, it's utterly reckless. Visibility near Elam drops to nearly zero. The lights-off tactic helps the suspect break contact temporarily, but turns the roadway into a high-risk zone for everyone nearby. Should police continue the chase under conditions this dangerous? The Dodge Charger is later found abandoned on Malloy, valued at over $40,000. The driver vanishes, slipping past the K9 perimeter. He avoids handcuffs that night, but loses the car. Was the escape really worth the cost? On the morning of the 15th of May 2024, in Little Rock, Arkansas, Trooper David Whipple notices a yellow Dodge Challenger driving erratically. Just seconds after the stop signal, driver Aaron Sadler suddenly floors it and takes off. What could be inside that car to make him risk everything to escape? Sadler charges straight toward a school bus, forcing Whipple to intervene immediately. A TVI maneuver is executed, sending the Challenger out of control, spinning before leaving the roadway in a desperate attempt to flee. The tactical stop pushes the Challenger into a ditch, ending the pursuit. Caught with 4 pounds, nearly 2 kilograms, of marijuana, 9 bottles of promethazine, and $3,720 in cash, Aaron Sadler faces multiple felony charges for drug offenses and fleeing. On the night of the 23rd of September 2022, in Arkansas, a state trooper stops a Ford Mustang GT for reckless driving. At first, it seems like a routine traffic ticket until a second officer arrives. That's when the driver suddenly shows clear signs of nervousness. Is he hiding something?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I ran his tags, guys. He might have a warrant with the Marshal Service. That's just the one How you doing? I'm Trooper Lady, State Police 394. You have any insurance on the car or anything like that? That'll work. Is this your vehicle? Your mom's vehicle? Okay. I got you. Where are you coming from? Tennessee. And you're headed where? Back to Arkansas. Okay, I got you. Just 1 second, okay? You got any weapons in the vehicle, nothing like that? Right here. Mr. How do you say your last name? Almond? Okay, Mr. Sir, you're going to step out, okay? You have a warrant with the Marshal Service. We'll discuss it when we get out, okay? What was that?
The worst decision of the day. When ordered to step out of the car, he slams the gas and takes off. Officers barely have time to shout, "He's running!" From a simple traffic violation, he instantly upgrades himself to a fleeing suspect. At speeds exceeding 160 miles per hour, he recklessly weaves through semi-trucks and manages to escape. Due to the extreme danger to the public, police are forced to terminate the pursuit, but it's not over. Stephen Austin, 18, is later arrested in Texas. It turns out he ran because he was wanted on a federal warrant involving illegal substances. Multiple felony charges for fleeing and reckless driving now await him. What do you think about the police decision to call off the chase?